Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly news brief for the week of November 12th, 2019. I'm Tim from the Buttonsmashers.com, and alongside me is Q. Say hello, Q.
Hi. You know what? I always need to be reminded that I have to say hello.
Yes. Well, it's important that we know that you're here because you're part of the team. All right, let's get into the news. All right, we got a shake-up at Sony. Sony's actually been restructuring a lot ahead of their PlayStation 5 launch, but the latest one is a pretty big shake-up. The president of Sony Interactive Worldwide Studios, the former director or president, Shuhei Yoshida, Shu as his friends like me would say, because I can't pronounce Japanese words very well, is stepping down as president. He's been president since 2008, 11 years. And he's going to be moving on to a newly formed initiative that will focus on nurturing external independent creators. So they're making a job for him. And then the new president is going to be Herman Hulst, who before this was the managing director and co-founder of Guerrilla Games, who made the Killzone series and Horizon Zero Dawn. So he's definitely got the chops for leading a pretty big organization, and obviously Sony is hoping that he will take things in a new direction. And Shu seems happy with this move, although it's clearly a demotion. But I'm hoping that he actually will have the power to help independent creators jump in, because that's an area that I hope that Sony keeps going. But what do you think about the whole move, Q?
For me personally, I have two things I'm thinking about, right? Shuhei Yoshida has been a great president for PlayStation, and I have enjoyed him being the head of like his reign, I guess, of the PlayStation ecosystem has been mostly great, right? Through the Vita, the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. All of that has been pretty solid, and for me, for someone who did not actually go through much of the PlayStation 2 years, and like I had a PlayStation 2, but not really for long. I just really didn't care for it as much. I just basically got it to play Final Fantasy. But seeing what the PlayStation brand was, it was what I wanted. A lot of Japanese games, a lot of role-playing games. That's the stuff that I really like, and Sony embraced that. A lot of single-player stuff, and so I do like the fact that even though Shuhei is stepping down, that he's staying within the company and he's going to be working with independent creators, because a lot of the best games that we've been playing this past year and in recent years have been independent games. So knowing that Sony is giving a good focus to that is also a big plus to me. I really like that. The only thing though is that I love Horizon Zero Dawn, and Guerrilla Games is a studio that I have mad respect for, but they're very... I don't know if I want them in charge of the PlayStation, the entire PlayStation brand. And I don't mean I have nothing against him.
It's sort of already started happening in a way, because I don't remember the name of the engine, but the engine from Horizon Zero Dawn is the engine they used in Death Stranding.
Right.
So that's already becoming like kind of the DNA, if you will, of some of Sony's produced games.
I actually don't care about that factor. I'm happy with that, actually. Horizon is a great game. I think the thing is that when it comes to decision making towards games that aren't Western games, I feel like the Western opinion of traditional Japanese games is going to affect what games get greenlit for the PlayStation, because it started happening in recent years, and in this recent year, actually, in this year, where I think the head of PlayStation moved to the United States, and what happened was so the head office moved from being in Japan to being in the US, and it meant that a lot of Japanese games were being censored, so they were being sort of tailored towards an American palette, which is all good and dandy, but if you know anyone who likes Japanese games, especially JRPGs, we wanted the purest. We wanted exactly as it's made in Japan, and the issue it's been having is that they've also been doing the same for the Japanese audience, and it's been affecting Japanese publishers who usually put their games on PlayStation and are now having to focus on either Switch or PC, and that sucks, So I'm hoping that does not continue under Herman, but he is an American developer, or at least a Western developer.
He's a Western developer. I think.
Yeah, so he's a Western developer, and his ideals may align with a more Western idealistic point of view. I hope not, and I hope that he does allow the creativities of developers that may not have those same Western ideals to be able to still create the games that they create for those crowds. But I wish him all the best.
I think we can at least agree that since he was the producer of Horizon Zero Dawn, he values a single player experience.
Yes, and I think single player is going to be great on PlayStation. I just think the only thing is just once Japanese games get to stay the way they usually are on the PlayStation platform, that's great. Because there are a lot of Japanese games that came out this year that I got the PlayStation and the Switch version, and the PlayStation version was dumbed down. Like there was stuff removed, and I was like, really? This is PlayStation used to be the adult console where you could do whatever you want, and now it's tailored towards babies. And I'm like, no, I don't want a baby console. I want a PlayStation console with banner, RAM card.
Well, you might have to play. You have to play those games on the baby console, the Switch, coming up. Who knows?
Yeah, I still love my Switch though. So. But anyway, keeping with that, congratulations to Shuhei and congratulations to Herman. I'm sure you guys are gonna do great with both of what you're gonna do. So yeah, Herman, don't let me down, man. Keep those Japanese games coming.
Yes. Well, speaking of Japanese games and Japanese directors, game creator Hideo Kojima has a world record holder in the Guinness Book of World Records now for the most followers on Twitter for a video game director and the most followers on Instagram for a video game. So Death Stranding is definitely getting the word out. I think the sales were pretty positive this week, especially in the UK. I think the UK numbers were actually better than American numbers. So
get up with the UK crowd. Shout out to my UK peeps.
Yeah, I don't think we have the official number in the US as part of the problem, and I think UK did release their numbers. But anyway, congratulations, Hideo, for getting your name out there, and hopefully people enjoy that crazy game you made.
Yeah, congratulations.
The next story is almost like a warning or a public safety announcement. You're going to see a lot of deals for Black Friday, and one of them is going to be a Switch bundle, which you will get a Nintendo Switch and I believe a digital code, not a physical code or a physical disc, physical cartridge of Mario Kart 8. And so for $299 US, you'd get basically a game free, which is a good deal. But you should know that that bundle has the old Nintendo Switch with the lower battery life. It has 4 to 6 hours, I believe, versus I think it's more like 6 to 9 on the newer model. So if that doesn't matter to you, fine, go ahead and get it. But you should at least know that they're putting the older models in that bundle.
Okay, I think if you're in the UK, one of the best, coolest things happening right now is that if you're looking to get a new cell phone plan or something, or get a new cell phone, you basically can get a free Switch. I think a couple of carriers are doing that, and some of the plans are as low as £20, so it's pretty good. So £20 a month, you get a phone and a Switch. I think that's cool.
That's a Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I've actually been eyeing one that actually comes with a 43-inch telly. I've been thinking, yeah, you know what? That's a present for a very manly guy. 40-something inch telly.
Yeah.
4K Ultra HD. I've been checking the specs. I think it's LG. I've been licking my lips. Been contemplating getting a new phone, man.
Santa needs to know you've been a good boy.
I think I've been a good boy this year. Well, but I think moving on, there's something else that's coming out this month on the 19th.
Yeah, only about a week away. Actually, exactly a week away. This is the funny thing. They just announced this. Like, only a week out, they announced what games will be available for launch for the Google Stadia. Now, I remember when Google Stadia was first announced, it sounded pretty cool. But then the more details that were released, the less and less it sounds cool. For example, the controller was supposed to send its data through the Wi-Fi you're on instead of connecting. It was supposed to be faster, but now that's not going to be happening. You have to connect the controller to your PC or sync it with a Google Chrome Ultra or something. It sounds complicated. Anyway, here are the games that are going to launch on November 19th for the Stadia. And it's not a long list. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2 The Collection, Guilt, that's the only new game. Guilt. Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Samurai Showdown, Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Thumper, and Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Basically a lot of Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
And yes, Red Dead Redemption 2. But here's the thing: all of those games, they don't come with the system. You have to buy them. So I don't know. I don't think this system is for us. I don't know
definitely.
who this system is for, but it's not for not even a casual gamer, really.
I don't think it's for anyone that I know, because I think right now, even just considering the whole thing about the Stadia, is that I don't think we have an ecosystem that is tailored towards.
But for it to launch with
streaming.
these like kind of old games, it's just weird.
It's not even just the old games. I think I don't even know. I mean, what's your internet speed right now? What's your download?
Oh, it's fast. I'm good. What I'm worried about is a data cap. I have 100 whatever terabyte.
See, you have a data cap.
Yeah. Well, yeah, my speeds are fine. I'm just saying, if I played this all month, I would hit my cap.
See, it doesn't make sense. I don't think there's unless of course we have unlimited data cap and also everyone had really high speed internet connection. This would be a no-brainer for a lot of people, especially if it's like on mobile and mobile speeds were like that fast.
Except, what if I buy a bunch of games on the Stadia and then Google does what it does and gets bored and just cancels everything? Like that, they've done that before, where they just cancel an entire service. Then I have these games that I don't really own anymore.
Yeah, but didn't OnLive do the same thing? They were around and then they just quit.
Yeah, but no one actually used OnLive, so nobody got hurt.
Wait, didn't you get an OnLive?
Yeah, but I got the free version. I have an OnLive controller. If anyone wants one, let me know. It's actually sitting right here. It's a decent controller. It looks like an Xbox 360 controller. It just doesn't really... I guess it's Bluetooth, so it might sync up to something.
Maybe you could connect it to a PC. And it might work as a PC controller.
It might. It's got the, the USB in the back and everything. Anyway, that's enough about Stadia. We gave Stadia more attention than it deserves. Let's talk about games we've been playing that matter. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I think I can go first because I haven't really been playing anything. So the main game that I want to talk about is a game called Disco Elysium, and it's a game that I got actually today. It comes on October the 15th, which is actually 3 days from now. And is it? No, it came out on October 15th. We're in November. Anyway, I just got a copy of it. It's an RPG by a company called ZA/UM. I think Anyway, it's a very stylized sort of. How would you describe this? Like
kind of it's an RPG, first of all, right?
Yeah.
You're a detective in the game, right?
Yeah, detective, and it looks like it looks like it has a sort of like post-apocalyptic kind of cyberpunk look to it, like very stylized. Yes. Like the art looks gorgeous. And
choices actually matter in this game. Like you can kind of create the character within your game, which is the part that I'm intrigued by. So if like you want to be like a psychic, or you can kind of customize what you want your guy to be like. Yeah, which is cool. Definitely. As you go.
I think it looks great. It has very positive ratings on Steam, and yeah, I think it is cool, and I will have more to say about it in the near future. Other than that, I'm currently reviewing a bunch of gear as per usual, and most of it will be the Astro A50s and the TP-Link AV 1300s. Those reviews should be up within the next couple of days. One of them should be up by tomorrow, actually. So,
and that's on the tech channel for YouTube, correct?
Yes, it is going to be on the Buttonsmashers tech channel.
I feel like you should say what the TP-Link AV 1300 is, because that's not at all clear. People have heard of Astro, but
it's a range extender. So, well, not a range extender, but a power line adapter. So basically, it extends your range, and it allows you to sort of like, it runs your network through your power. Electric power in your house, and it means that you get really strong connection in other rooms of your house that you wouldn't be otherwise able to get that kind of quality connection in. And the range is ridiculous. I mean, I think you get like 300 square feet or something. It's like, or something like that, something massive. So it's pretty big.
More Wi-Fi is always good.
Sorry?
More range is always good.
More range is always good indeed, and especially if you need like a LAN connection in a room that's hard to like run. Like you don't want to run cables in your house if you're like one of those people like who's just like, I want everything clean and neat, and like if no one lives here, then yeah, you do want that, and I'm one of those people. So yeah, basically, Yeah, you find it on the YouTube channel Simply Tech, and you'll also find it on the website buttonsmashers.com. So pretty much you should be able to find it anyway. And yeah, you'll see what we think about it. Nice. And so yeah, you've been playing a game that you've been playing since last week, haven't you?
I am near the end of the game. I'm at a very frustrating later end boss. He just dumps a ton of stuff at you, and you only have 3 hearts, and then you're dead. I'm playing new Super Lucky's Tale, which has an adorable fox, and you travel through different dimensions with the Book of Ages. It's and just in case you hadn't heard last week, it's a 3D action platform. I am enjoying it. I'm almost finished with it. I'm starting my review this week. When I get frustrated with that boss and want to play something lighter and easier, I've been picking up Luigi's Mansion 3. That is fun. I'm very early in the game. I just unlocked the little side character called Luigi, which is basically like a ghost, or almost like a gooey green ectoplasm character that plays just like Luigi, but he can go through walls. And the cool thing about that is you can either switch between Luigi and Luigi, or you can bring on a second player and they can control Luigi. So I'm hoping to get my son involved as we play that further.
You know how you're gonna get him involved, right? You just sort of tell him, here's what, son, you're grounded, and the only way you can get out of being grounded is to play Luigi's Mansion. That's it. What's that?
I think I probably won't have to use that much persuasion.
You probably just have to show him the controller and be like, hey, come on, let's play some games.
Yes. All right, we got some new games coming out this week, though, that we may or may not be playing in the week's future to review for you. We've got Tokyo Ghoul Recall to Exist. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, I think that's it. Correct. Yeah, it's based on the anime, and it plays like a Musou game. So if you guys play Dynasty Warriors, it looks very like that.
And then we got Romancing Saga 3, which is coming out on virtually everything. I think Android, iOS, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation 4, and even the Vita.
Oh, Vita, I love you, Vita. Still love you, man. You know what? Fun fact about the Vita: Tim was the person who got me my 64 gig memory card as a birthday present once.
That was not a cheap present back in the day. I don't know if they've dropped in price, but those were not cheap. Those are proprietary memory cards. So
you are an amazing person. You know that, right? Like, oh man, that memory card is still in use. That Vita is still with me. I love him. So amazing. It
greatly increases the amount of games you can put on that thing.
Yeah, mine is loaded up. I filled it up already. It's full of games.
For a while, I was swapping memory cards, and that was just such a hassle. I bought that for myself, and then once that changed my life, so I had to get you one.
You're such an amazing person. You know what?
All right.
Do you still have your Vita?
Yeah.
Do you still use it?
Yeah.
It's such a cool person.
It's by my bedstand. If I can't go to sleep, I grab it and play a little bit of something.
Oh, so cool. So
It's my bedside system.
It's my travel system. I played on plane flights.
Moving on to games that are not out yet. We took a trip down memory lane there. Terminator Resistance. I don't know much about this game, but it looks really cool. It's a first-person shooter. I just want to see a little bit more of that, so I'm mentioning it. It's coming out for Xbox, PlayStation 4, and PC. You heard anything about it?
I requested a key for it, and I don't think I'm going to get it because it hasn't shown up yet.
All right. Well, maybe we'll see it someday. All right. The next 2, or actually technically 3 games, are pretty big releases. We got Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield for Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
You don't care?
Ooh.
Neither one's interesting to you?
Nope. Don't care about Pokemon anymore. Sucks. Thumbs down.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, moving on. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That's one I am excited about, but I'm going to wait because I have too much on my plate right now. Are you going to get it?
I'm going to wait till the reviews release. So what I'll do is I'll wait till I see reviews, and then if the reviews are what I think they'll be, which is good, then I will get it.
I want to use force powers and swing lightsabers. I want to be a Jedi.
Yeah, but it's EA, so I have to wait. You know we always have to wait because it's EA. You have to temper your expectations until you find
$5 gets you the purple lightsaber Q.
I really want that purple
lightsaber. $7 if you want the amber colored one.
You know what? The purple lightsaber is supposed to be so powerful because it's like a mixture of the light and the dark side comes together.
You're buying into the marketing. Look at you right now before my very eyes. All right, those are the games that are coming out for next week. Thank you for checking out the news with us. Thanks for hanging out, and we will be back next week for the gaming news of November 19th. Bye.